So I guess like the first thing that brought you to prominence, is that correct, is the book you wrote about the other Westmore?
Yeah, prominence. Wow. Yeah.
Would you write a sequel? The other Westmore? Because we found this guy, Westmore, and he posted on January 6th, 2019. He got 4 likes for this. He said,
4 likes.
I heart boobs.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the other Westmore.
On Facebook.
That ain't me.
I'm thinking this is the sequel. Hello and welcome to the Adam Friedland Show. I'm Adam Friedland. Real quick, there are a couple tickets left to the Regent Theater May 9th. Netflix is a Joke Festival. And I didn't tell you guys, I'm going to the brunch at Ted Sarandos' house. I'm so nervous. Regent Theater, May 9th. First show is sold out. There's a 9:45 that they added. A couple tickets remain. Also, San Francisco, California, end of the month. Portland, Oregon, more Democrat cities to follow. Failed states, I call them, failed states. In addition, if you want to support the show, please sign up for Friedland Family Foundation here on youtube.com. You can click to join and be a member. There's something in the, what is it called? The note. My guest this week is Wes Moore, and I know what you're thinking. Wes Moore, the drug dealer, the robber, the killer. And for those of you who think that maybe take a look at hard look in the mirror, because there's a different Wes Moore, another Wes Moore, a governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, and an author of the other Wes Moore, one name, two fates, Wes Moore. Wes Moore is up for re-election currently in Maryland after first taking office in 2023, his first race for anything in his entire life. But despite that impending race, I was shocked to see his name listed on every major prediction market site as a potential candidate for the next president of these United States. But after 2 hours here in the studio, it started to make sense. He was acting well, like I thought he was acting well like the president. He was talking to people, he was talking to me, he was shaking people's hands, and he even wore pretty nice clothes. So I've come up with a little plan. I was inspired by what I saw in those prediction markets. So at the end of the episode, I want you to pay special attention to, I think you'll figure it out. But legally, I have to just say, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say constitutes financial advice or a recommendation to buy /sell /bet. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Betting /gambling carries the risk of total loss. And I'm not going to say anything further. And by the way, I don't even mean anything that I just said because So please enjoy what I said with Wes Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. Give it up for him. How are you doing?
What's going on?
We talked on the phone yesterday, and we were saying some wild things.
Yeah.
It was like the conversations comics have backstage, you know?
It was like, great, though,
It was
man.
like we were in the comedy mothership green room, and we had Rogies, we had all the boys. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, listen, I've been looking forward to this. I told you, I'm a fan. This is good.
You're in the fight of your life right now for your political career. You're up for re-election for governor.
I am. Yeah. I'm excited about it. We're feeling good.
You're feeling good. You're running for re-election of governor of Maryland.
Yes.
And this is you've left the state in the middle of the work week. And you've come, and he's come here. We really appreciate you coming as a campaign stop.
Yes.
To a Jewish person's YouTube show for your re-election for governor of Maryland. You were saying before he's been going to church every day. You're praying on this election every day, every week. Okay, good.
Yeah.
But it looks tight. Republican is at 28%. And the third party candidate, how do you feel about don't know at 16%?
Well, you know what's crazy? In my first poll when I was running for governor, I'm not voting was polling higher than Wes Moore, so I'm feeling better now.
So you're like a comeback kid. You like that?
It's a position that I'm very comfortable being in.
Was it your first election ever, even class president?
Ever. No, listen, Had
you never run for anything before
I've
governor?
never run for any political office before in my life.
That's not fair to the other guys that are trying to run for things, right?
Well, you know,
you just skipped.
Yeah, well, no. Well, you know, it's funny. They tried to argue that. They're like, he didn't wait his turn.
No
he
cuts,
didn't,
no butts, no coconuts. They said that to you? How do you feel about the dark horse in the race, someone else at 6% right now?
We have our eye on them.
Someone else. So this is surely you're up. It looks like 25% right now.
Yeah.
You're in the fight of your life. You're praying for this. Okay, Governor, I've really enjoyed both our conversation yesterday and learning about you. But you're from the city, actually. You grew up.
Yeah, I spent part of my childhood in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
Yeah, spent part of my childhood in the Bronx. So after I was born down in Maryland, and my dad died when I was young, and so my mom has to go live with my grandparents who were living up in the Bronx.
Your family's Jamaican?
Yeah, my family, my grandfather was actually born in the U.S., but actually fled the U.S. when he was young, but was raised in Jamaica. My grandmother was born in Cuba, and then went to Jamaica because her father got a job in Jamaica.
What made him flee?
He was actually pushed out by the Ku Klux Klan.
Really?
Yeah, so my great-grandfather was a minister. And he was a very vocal minister. And he was
loud.
Yeah, he was loud.
Yeah.
He was loud, and eventually got the attention of the Ku Klux Klan.
What year was
this? Made threats. This was, God, I don't even know what year it was. In South Carolina.
Wow.
And
so he was an American guy that moved to Jamaica.
Well, he was actually Jamaican who moved to the United States.
And he was like, "It sucks here."
Yeah, and was like, "I'm bringing my family out," and they left.
It's
they
nicer
left
in Jamaica. Yeah.
It's like, people aren't threatening us.
How's
with
your
our life.
patois?
It's actually not bad.
I had a roommate in college that was Jamaican, and he'd be like, "Yeah, so anyway," and then he'd pick up the phone and he'd be like, you know, hear me now. Like,
that's right.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was.
You sound
cool.
like what's that?
I didn't want to do the
podcast. The 1-900 number. Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo. Yeah, I was doing a Miss Cleo. No, I was doing an impression of my college. Wait, my friend sent me this clip. This funny. He said this is so funny, and I just didn't understand what the guy was saying.
Uh-oh.
Can you tell me? So you could like? Can you translate?
Let's give it a shot. I'll let you know.
Tell me what this
people
video.
forget that patois is actually like it's a real language. Like people think it's such an accent. Like no, it's a whole
there's like Wikipedia that's in patois. It's like
yeah.
There's like okay, here we go.
Big up the whole island, massive. It's your boy Chatana.
Okay, what's that mean?
It means it's telling him that it's a very big island and there's a lot of things to do in the island.
Chatana.
I
don't know.
Coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want saying? Me father told me presenting in a what soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
What is he
telling him they're coming from the Golden Globes,
okay.
And then he's telling that there's a special session coming out, so he's telling people to tune into it.
Oh, okay. And his father, Tom Hanks, is what did he say?
Is that who that is?
Yeah,
what's his name?
It's Chet? My friend Chet. Yeah, he went viral doing this. Yeah.
That's actually not.
He said Jamaican people loved it, but the Babylons didn't like it. The Babylons hated it, but Jamaican people loved it.
That's probably about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that from members of my family when I'm in Jamaica. Like sometimes when I try to kick into like in patois, they just kind of laugh. Like, Island boy.
They make fun of you.
Yeah, mainland boy.
That's so fun. Yeah, I it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. Where's your family live?
So my mother was born in Trelawney, which was actually on the west coast of the island.
Okay.
So, but she spent time in Trelawney. She spent part of her childhood in Low River, and actually there's a place called Westmoreland. And what's really interesting, which is kind of like my name, Westmoreland.
That's so cool.
And so my family always kind of cracked jokes because my mother, when she married my father, whose name was Wes Moore, they'd always be like, "You went to the United States and you married a Westmoreland."
Oh,
and so it was like Westmoreland.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
it's
very cute. It's an amazing island, though. It's an amazing country.
So, like, but you were at Riverdale. You were at like elite prep school, but it didn't work on you.
Yeah, it didn't work out that well.
Yeah.
But you know,
one of the cutest things that you said to the rich kids was that you have a vacation house in Brooklyn. That's so adorable. They're like, we go to St. Bart's.
But honestly, it's like I didn't know summer was a verb. Because people like,
we summer.
We summer. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I summer too in Brooklyn.
You summer in Brooklyn. Where's your vacation house? Did you make it up?
No.
Was that the most exotic place you know? Or
No,
is there
because my grandfather, he was a minister of a church in
Coney
Brooklyn.
Island?
In Bed-Stuy.
In Bed-Stuy?
Yes.
That's a vacation
It's a vacation house. That's where I vacationed.
Because you're like in elementary school, you're like trying to connect with like the guy whose dad is the president of fentanyl or something. Yeah. You're like, I am. What was the biggest constant in your life? Was basketball throughout your upbringing?
Yeah, I love that. Well, basketball was really the thing that actually where I could find acceptance. You know what I mean? Like when I moved to the Bronx, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything. And so but what I knew was there were courts that were like a block away, 2 blocks away. And so I would just go to the courts, and that's where I met some of my friends. That's where I learned about the neighborhood that I really wasn't familiar with. It was a place that, when I told my mom or told my grandparents, like, I'm gonna go play basketball, as long as you're back by when the sun comes down, like, you're good.
Yeah.
And so it was a place of freedom for me, particularly when.
What was your game?
My game was actually pretty decent. I was pretty quick.
What profile? What's your comp? What's your NBA comp? You're a distributor?
I wish I was
You're
good enough to have
vision?
NBA comp. No, actually, you know who
You're
my game
3 and
was?
D?
I was like if Anthony Mason were a point guard, that's who I was.
You were a violent gentleman?
I was a violent
Charles
point guard.
Oakley? You're Ron Artest in Detroit.
Exactly.
Really? So did you have to scrap on the courts?
100%.
Really?
100%. I mean, you had to.
You've yammed in your life. How many dunks have you done your entire life?
You know what? I think I did my first dunk when I was
I would die tomorrow just for one.
I think I had my first dunk when I was a
baby.
junior, maybe. No, I think I was a junior in high school.
In
when
high
I had
school.
my first dunk. Yeah, and I think I had my last dunk when I was a junior in college.
Wow.
And I think at that point I was like, yeah, the knees ain't popping anymore.
So I don't think we've had a dunk president ever. This is a trivia question. This has nothing to do with your election
You don't think
for
Barack
governor.
could dunk? Or ever in his life?
You're sucking up right now?
No, I'm just asking.
If you one-on-one, you could snatch his soul. You think Barack Obama president? Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He's all right. He's not bad.
Oh, I'm sure he's a great ball player, I would never acknowledge that anybody could beat me.
When I moved to New York, I moved to Bed-Stuy actually.
Yeah.
And I went to the courts on, I think, between Bedford and Nostrand, those big courts. And I played pickup, and I got dunked on by like a 13-year-old. And I'm only playing against Jewish people for the rest of my life. It really, and people were laughing at me. I was like, what was I supposed to do? It was a
business decision
child.
sometimes.
It was a child.
Yeah, but listen, when you see someone coming up, you got to make a choice.
And Starberry ended your career? Is that right?
I loved him. He was like, you remember? I mean, Steph was like cool. Royalty.
Yeah.
Steph was royalty.
Remember the ESPN, the magazine thing he did with KG?
That's right.
No bikinis, no thongs, all nude. As a kid, I was like, really? Is he serious? Are there going to be naked ladies also in this magazine? I didn't know. It was confusing. Wait, so he cooked you?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not going to be in the NBA.
But and honestly, like, I was actually pretty good. I was a pretty good ball player in high school. But then when you go and you play against those guys, and you go and you play against, the Stephon Marburys, and, Kobe and I were in the same...
Bean.
Yes, the same graduate class. Like, that's nuts. Like, they just play at a different level.
You met him?
Yeah. Who, Kobe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you what, I have a really great Kobe story. So, Kobe's cousin / friend, he called him my cousin, but I'm not sure if it was really his cousin, was my teammate in high school. And he was really good. He was like 6'7", 6'8", something like that. Anyways, we're going out, and I'm trying to remember if it was right before Kobe declared for the draft or right after.
96.
96, but I'm trying to remember what time of the year it was.
Okay.
But he's like, me and Kobe, or me and Bean are about to go out, and we're going to go to the movies. You want to come? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So we go out to the movies.
What did you see?
So I can't tell you what we saw because we didn't see it. Buy the ticket.
Because you had so much fun?
No. Buy the ticket. Standing in line, and then one person comes up, can I have your autograph to Kobe? 2 people, 3 people. Finally, there's
Where,
a swarm
in New York?
of people. No, in Pennsylvania.
Oh, in Philly.
PA,
in
Philly,
Philly,
because he went to Lower Merion.
Yeah.
So now
and
he's
he went
like,
to prom with
Brandy. That's exactly right, which was a very big deal back then. It was like, oh shit,
That's
he's
so
going to
cool.
prom with Brandy. That's nuts.
How does a kid do that?
Yeah, I know.
Imagine if I went to prom with Carmen Electra or something. I don't know. I don't know why that.
Do you remember who you went to prom with?
Yeah, this girl that. Yeah, it was a disaster. The whole thing. She was a competitive swimmer, and
wow.
so she just got back from a meet, and in our prom picture, she looked way more jacked than me. And my mom also did my hair, and she used I had long hair. We don't have to get into it. The picture is a disaster.
I really want to see this picture now.
I look terrible, but then we had the afters at my house, and it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you actually did the afters for your prom at your house.
I didn't get any, just in case you're. Is
Like,
that what you're asking?
Because you chose to do it at your house.
Who did you take to prom? Who did you take to prom? The military?
It was a military prom. It was a military prom.
What's a military prom?
It was what we call the ring dance.
The ring dance.
The ring dance, because what happens is just like you have your ring. This is still my ring.
Are there girls? You took it. Are there girls?
Yes.
Is it co-educational? Okay.
No, it wasn't co-educational when I was there.
Yeah.
But you took a girl from like the neighborhood.
Was the girls' school across the lake, and then you do pranks on them? That's how I imagine being at all guy school.
No, there was no girl. There was no girls' school, even though there was a military college there,
Yeah.
and like right by there was like Cabrini, Villanova was close. We would always go to Philly, and so you got a chance to get out.
For context, your mother sent you to military school. What
When
age?
I was like 13 years old.
13.
14 years old.
You were like, you ran away from. You tried to be a regular Jane Fonda. You ran away from child soldier school.
From child soldier school.
Child
Because it
soldier.
sucks. I mean, like you go there and it's horrible. Like they wake you up in the morning, they're screaming at you. They like
It's not
everything
very
about
nice.
your life is taken away. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, y'all pay for this? For them to do this to us? So.
But you ended up liking it.
I ended up loving it
Yeah.
because I ended up needing it.
Really.
And I didn't realize how much I needed it. You know, because you listen. I mean, things were hard, and I wasn't. You know, I always say I feel bad for the kind of kid I was because my mom deserved a better son.
What were you? How bad were you? You were that bad. You were being very bad.
I was. Listen, I mean, I had handcuffs to my wrist by the time I was 11.
But did you deserve it or not?
Look, I could try to tell you that I didn't, but I probably did, right? Because I mean, now in that instance,
Oh, you could say.
Yeah,
It's
now
a
I can say
statute
it.
of limitations.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you do?
well, in that instance, what happened
At
was
11.
I was spray painting. I was tagging.
Oh, that's art. That's street art.
Thank you.
I saw a bunch.
That was my
I saw a
argument.
bunch of like rich Brooklyn Park Slope kids at graffiti summer camp. Yeah, like a couple years ago.
People get paid for it.
They're like, now you gotta throw up your tag.
Exactly.
And did you tell the cop it's one of the 5 pillars of hip hop and that you're not doing anything wrong? That's not that bad. You did a graffiti.
Could you imagine if I
Why?
said
You
that?
shouldn't feel like you're a bad son.
No, this is the
Don't feel that your mom didn't think you were that bad.
Well, I mean, I was bad enough that she ended up sending me away.
Well, yeah, I guess
And that sucked.
and it benefited you. The president, he also went to boy soldier school.
He went to, I think, New York Military Academy.
Why did it? You think it worked on you, but it didn't. Why did it work on Donald Trump?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't speak for them.
Well, what do you think? What's just speculate? Because if it was good for like structure in your life, it's like.
Well, you know what too is like for me though, right out of military school, I actually joined the Army.
Yeah.
I think he went to Wharton, right?
Yeah, he was a college boy.
Yeah, college boy.
Yeah. So you think he's you think you're more badass? It's more badass of you.
No, we have different experiences.
Yeah.
And we have.
I wonder what it was like yelling at Trump in high school. Like, but can we find the drill sergeant? Trump's drill sergeant.
How amazing would that?
Was
be?
he talking shit back? Was he like, "Fuck you"? Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Imagine
my
Trump
military
with a
can do
drill
that.
sergeant. That'd be insane, actually.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's bizarre to think about. Wait, so yeah, I guess like
I think you would have done well in military school.
me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it would have been awful.
I think you would have done well.
No, the problem is that we can get to this later, but Jews aren't supposed to go to the army. We're not supposed to go to the war. That's why everything's bad right now. We're supposed to hide from the war. That's what we did for 1,800 years, hiding from the war. We wrote books about hiding from the war. I thought it was interesting. You wrote about like how you like educationally, it kind of like also set you straight too. Like you started reading and stuff like that.
It was because it was really weird because it's like I was not a very good reader. I was reading below grade level and I just didn't enjoy it. And I give it to my mom. She was the one who really helped to crack that nut because she actually started having me reading stuff that I actually enjoyed. And once I started reading stuff I actually enjoyed, I actually then just got into it.
What did she give you?
First book she gave me was a book called Fab Five.
About Jalen Rose and them?
There you go.
Oh, cool.
There you go, by Mitch Albom.
Sports, yeah.
By Mitch Albom.
Yeah.
And I went through that book, and when I first read that book, she was like, let me just give this a shot. So she gives me the book, read it.
Yeah.
And like 2 days later, she's like, did you start the book? I was like, I finished it. And she's like, you finished it?
Yeah, it's a short book though. You're flexing on that.
But,
That's like an 80-page book.
She was
barely
shocked. But she was shocked.
No, it was good.
And then I was like, and then
She
I'm
was
starting
happy.
like, yeah, but then I started like defending. I was like, yeah, like Chris Webber and Jalen Rose and Jimmy King and Jawan Howard and Chris Jackson, da da da.
It's nice of you to say Jimmy King.
I did.
Yeah.
He was like, wow, you didn't acknowledge me.
You know who the sixth man is?
On that year?
Rob Pelinka.
Rob
The
Pelinka.
Lakers GM. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I felt bad because wasn't he like a senior
Rob Pelinka?
when they first came? Because he was supposed to be a starter. And
all I know is that
they
the
took his
name
spot.
Jalen never existed before he was the first Jalen. Did you know that? Jalen Rose? He's the first Jalen ever, and now it is the most popular name in the NBA and NFL. I swear
Get
to
out
God.
of here.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's one of those Instagram reels everyone's been getting.
Huh.
Did you know that Jalen Rose is the first? Yeah, I think it's mom combined two names. It sounds nice as a name.
It does, and I had no idea. And you're right, because
It's
I
a
now know
pretty
Jalen's
sound, yeah.
who...
There's so many Jalens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's named Jalen now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. He was a great ball player.
We're getting off track, but like, so, like, how did you like learn to love education? I mean, you became a Rhodes Scholar and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think there's a few things, right? I think first I started realizing that was my escape.
Yeah.
It's like all the stuff I'm dealing with in life,
Uh-huh.
all the anger, all the kind of stuff. It's like education really became this place, not just when people say it's your pathway or whatever like that. Like that's true, but what it is like it's an escape.
Uh-huh.
It allows you to go into different worlds. It allows you to go into different places. It allows you to imagine in new ways. And I think that's what reading and education really became for me. And I started realizing that the world was just bigger than what was just directly in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And that gave me a whole new scope on what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. And so that's when in many ways I was like, that really helped to save me.
What I read that you said you found yourself, there was a moment where you read the autobiography of Malcolm X,
Yeah.
and then you read Colin Powell's autobiography,
Yeah.
and you found
really
yourself,
put them together, right?
you found yourself oddly connecting more with Colin Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I say that because
Was that after the Iraq War?
that's
You can't be saying that, dude. Malcolm X didn't go to the UN. And
actually, you know what's funny? It was before. It was before the Iraq War.
Oh, so you just got in at the wrong time.
I got
give you a
introduced
break.
at the right moment.
Malcolm X never went to the UN and 1 million people died because of a lie he told. I'm not saying it was Colin Powell's idea. They made him. They made the one black guy do it.
That is
obviously.
true. That is
They
true.
probably say
That
were
is
like,
true.
Who are we gonna throw to the wolves right now? Jesus Christ. So you found a way out, but then you went to the military. When did 9/11 happen? Like in that
9/11 happened. I joined the Army in '96. I got commissioned in '98, and then 9/11 happened 3 years after. And what was crazy was that 9/11 happened.
Oh, you got in the wrong time again.
Well,
This is gonna be a breeze.
well, it's true.
They're gonna pay for my dental's
Exactly.
surgery.
I'm like, they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay for college and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when 9/11 happened and when I deployed, I was very honest with the people who I served with. I was like, listen, when I joined the Army, none of this was going on.
I thought I was gonna be doing pranks on the base with the boys.
Because there was nothing going on,
Yeah.
right? And even if you look at things like Bosnia and what I can think, that wasn't for the Army. That wasn't for ground. That was an air war for the most part, right?
That's because of Monica Lewinsky,
That's-
right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Isn't that what they say? It was Kosovo.
Kosovo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's
Check
like
this. Look over. Anyway, continue.
no, but it's like, but now I'm in Afghanistan serving with all these people, and like almost like to a person when you ask them, why did you join the Army? They saying like 9/11. 9/11.
Do they say that?
Oh yeah.
Still?
Well, no, I think. Well, this was back when I.
Back in those days, yeah.
Because
like Pat Tillman. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah.
And in some ways, that was actually my story, right? Because my story, as you see, is it has been a fascinating journey. But the thing that has always brought me back to my North Star has always been service.
Yeah.
Right? That I was always willing to give up or sacrifice if it meant I had the opportunity to serve. And when I first went back with my unit back with the 82nd in Afghanistan, I was actually working in finance. I was working for Deutsche Bank. I was doing debt capital markets. I was making a lot of money, living in London, having a ball, and I got a call from a person who ended up becoming my deputy brigade commander.
Your unit got called up? Is that
Yeah,
what-
well, yeah. So he was with the 82nd Airborne, and he asked me. He said, "When are you gonna get in the fight?"
Right.
And I was like, "Shit! Like it's indicting." Like I'd gone through all this training. I joined the army when I was 17 years old, and we're now a nation at war, and I'm sitting in London, freaking banking.
Yeah.
And I was like, "He's right. When am I gonna get in the fight?" And so I ended up leaving my job, the world of finance. I told my fiance that I got called up. She didn't realize that the draft wasn't a thing anymore. But I left voluntarily.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You lied to your partner. Write
Well,
that down.
I imagine what she would have said if I told her I want to leave because I want to go to Afghanistan.
If I told my mother that, she would have killed me.
She would have killed you, right?
Yeah, so do you think, like, what is the experience of knowing what a war is? Like, how does that inform? Like, we're at war right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Going back to Trump.
And most of this country doesn't even realize it.
But like, a lot of the people that kind of make these decisions a lot of the time are people that don't know what a war is.
Correct.
Right? It sounds like a stupid question, but what is a war?
I can
to
tell
me,
you-
it sounds terrible.
Yes.
It sounds like one of the worst things. It sounds like awful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, listen, I mean, I think about, I was a member of the 82nd Airborne Division.
Right.
That's the unit that has just gotten called up.
Paratroopers?
Yeah.
Band of Brothers.
That's exactly right.
Right.
One of the most
Big.
storied units in the history of the United States military.
So
right?
you need to learn how to skydive for your thing.
Yes. So people always say it's like, so I jumped out of perfectly good airplanes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So keep going. I cut you off.
But no, but it's when we go, the thing I know about the 82nd or the 101st or any of these military units is we're the best in the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can't do, but that doesn't mean we should do it.
Right.
Right? Like we can do anything, but it doesn't mean we can do everything.
On a simpler level, like, you found yourself in combat. What is that experience?
I mean, it's
Do I seem like a wimp right now? I mean, like, because I feel like when John Kerry was in Vietnam. People used to go back and then just tell Congress like it's terrible, right? And we should, And now I feel like I see politicians be like, oh, like this is part of my resume, and it's just like I think that I don't know, public figures like kind of telling us what the ramifications of the decisions being made. I think is a pretty like a public service, if you know what I mean. Like, if that's what I'm kind of trying to get
because we
at.
shouldn't take it lightly.
Yeah.
It's like
why are we, in your opinion, why are we always at war just in one place in the world?
Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, especially because we're not explaining to anybody what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, it's one of the reasons that I have been so vocal and I'm so bothered by this war that is going on is we, once again, are asking a very small percentage of the population, and we are giving orders.
Poor people.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
And we're giving orders without giving a mission.
Yeah.
We're giving orders without giving a destination. We're just telling you, go do X, go do Y, but we're not explaining what does victory look like and why are we asking the American people to be okay with your gas going up, your groceries going up, all this kind of stuff, and you haven't explained what we're doing or why we're doing it.
I'm just undereducated, but what was the specified mission in Afghanistan? What did they tell you when you were there deployed?
Well, we knew that we had to
bin Laden?
address the Taliban, right?
Yeah.
That the Taliban was the government that was in place that allowed for Osama bin Laden and for Al-Qaeda to be able to deploy attacks. So you had to be able to address the Taliban.
Sure.
But what gets me is this, and do you know who's in charge of Afghanistan right now?
The Taliban.
The Taliban.
It looks like they're having fun. Does that does that piss you off?
It absolutely.
Does it feel like you saw people die and then
Yes.
the Taliban are like on duck boats? You saw that picture?
Yeah, and by the and
They're like having a vacation.
yes,
like,
and
yeah.
sitting there using equipment that we used.
Do you think that war, does it feel like, as someone that participated in the longest war in American history? Is that correct?
Yes, it was.
Does
it
it
turned into the longest war in American history?
As someone that was there, seeing the Taliban back the next day, does it feel like, what was the point? We got Bin Laden when, 2012?
20 something like that.
And
yeah.
then we left in what?
President Obama's second term.
23, 24? When did we? Yeah. So I suppose like and also Pakistan had him, right?
No, he was
Right. Well, Tora Bora, and then he snuck away.
Correct, yeah.
If you were at Tora Bora, you would have got his ass. You think? You would have got his ass. I would have been there if I was you, just looking for Bin Laden, not listening to my commander.
Like, I don't give a damn about none of this.
I'm gonna wrap this up.
Where Bin Laden at?
Where is he?
Where Bin Laden at?
I mean, no, but for real, like
Yeah.
emotionally, as someone that's a human being that was there, and then seeing that it was the longest American war ever, and seeing the result, like, do you feel pissed off, or like,
Yes.
do you feel like I saw people die, and then it's fucking.
That we listen, we lost over 2,400 American service people.
Yeah.
Friends
Yeah.
who didn't make it home. Many friends who made it home and will never be the same.
Yeah.
We spent trillions of dollars, and I don't know if anyone could argue that we even still to this day had a very clear definitional understanding of what it is that we're accomplishing.
So what?
And this is what makes me so nervous about what's going on in Iran. Like, we were promised no more of these forever wars, no more foreign wars, and what are we doing?
We've been at war in the Middle East pretty much since, well, I guess, most of my life. No?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is right.
Maybe.
Just about.
Yeah. So why does that happen?
There is this absolute obsession that we seem to have with deploying people overseas for foreign wars. And listen, I am someone who believes that there are times when military force is necessary and required. I understand that. And there are certain situations where military force is the best option to be able to address the issue.
Yeah.
But military force should always be the last option. And that's the thing I think for a lot of these folks, they do not understand and they do not get. That military force should always be the last option. And you need to understand, what are we trying to accomplish? And once you've accomplished it, move on.
Yeah.
And I'll say, I give actually a lot of credit to the first George Bush. Because when you had the Iraq War, the first Iraq War,
Yeah.
he was very clear about the objectives that he wanted to accomplish, right? About Kuwait, right? Very clear about the objectives, very clear about building the international coalition around it, very clear that he felt that was the last option because Iraq had violated international law, right? So he knew there wasn't a negotiation that was going to get Saddam to move. So he went in, had the first Iraq War, lasted days, not months, not years. And when he accomplished his objective, even when he had advisors who told him, you can go further, he said, no, we've accomplished what I said we were going to accomplish, and it's time to move on. Like, that is actually having a clear conversation with the American people, which is not what we're doing right now with Iran, where the goalpost keeps moving. We keep on saying this is a victory, that's a victory, getting rid of the Iranian Navy and the Air Force as if that was like the imminent threat, the Iranian Navy or the Iranian Air Force. It's like, what are we doing?
It's oil, right?
Correct. And not to mention
But that's
the fact
why
that,
when he invaded Kuwait, we did. I mean, he was from the oil industry, right? Yeah. And the CIA.
But he was clear about what is the objective, and once we've accomplished it, we're moving on. This is not going to turn into mission creep.
Yeah, I suppose it's that. But to me, what do I know? But like, to me, it just seems like there are a lot of companies that are American companies,
Of course.
that need us to be at a war so that they could so that they can make money.
War, unfortunately, is big business.
You know, like, and we can get to it later in the interview, but like, when people say that we appropriated $25 billion to Israel, I think it's what's missed in the equation is that we paid American companies $25 billion and sent over weapons of war, right? So I suppose, like, what do you do about, like, if there's this massive industry that requires people to be getting killed by stuff?
Yeah, it's.
What do you do about that? Like,
Well,
I mean, it's like Eisenhower warned. It's been a problem
the military
for a while.
industrial complex.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have, and there is a reason why you're supposed to have a commander in chief who serves as a civilian and not as a member of the military, because there does need to be that form of separation. And it goes back to the military being a tool. But the military should not be your end destination. Like, when I think about what is the point, right? It's the reason that you have soft power. It's the reason that you utilize diplomacy. It's the reason you utilize foreign aid. It's the reason that you utilize cultural influence. All these are tools. And another tool is the military. The problem is we keep on pretending like the military is the only tool that we have, or the only one that is worth using.
Well, it's also just a stimulus package for the economy.
And that's for certain portions of the economy. Because what's happening right now is we're all going to pay more.
Yeah.
We're paying more on everything, so we can keep on feeding the war machine. So when the president's coming back and asking for, he's like, I need another, X billion for this war, or X billion to be able. It's like, but wait a second, you're going to do that and cut our health care?
Yeah.
Like, that money's not going to come from nowhere. Something is going to get cut. And what's getting cut are the basic services that we rely on, and the things we actually want, so we can fight wars that we don't.
I just realized I have a dandruff, dude.
Oh, it wasn't coming up.
It was terrible, dude. Why, you should have warned me.
On that shoulder, not on that one.
I don't know, but at least I'm not bald.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that.
Because it's true.
No, we were just. I mean,
Can I tell you though? I've
really
been shaving my head since I was a teenager.
because of Michael,
Because of military. No.
Jordan.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie. Like, honestly, that was another thing about the Fab Five. The Fab Five, one of the things we loved about them wasn't just the fact they're all shaved their heads, the baggy shorts, the black socks, the trash talking.
And as a bald guy, that felt a lot.
Those are my guys.
But if you grew it out,
It would be crazy looking.
Why? What is LeBron doing, by the way? Just if he did a Clyde Drexler little, like, the C like fro thing, and he was just cooking guys, it would look so awesome. Did you get to go to a USO show?
I have not been to a USO show in a long time.
When you were at the war, did they send out? Do you have a lady with a fan pushing her skirt down and stuff?
They didn't have that.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Dude, Bob Hope. Did you get Bob Hope?
We did not get Bob Hope.
Did you get Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster General?
We did not get Jeff Ross.
You had to think about it. It sounds like he was one of those guys.
No, he did a lot of touring.
You probably got a good lineup.
We got, I'm trying to remember who we got. But you know what's funny, though? One thing I tell people when they're like, well, when this person visits or that person visits, we never really liked VIP visits.
What do you mean? You didn't like what?
So, like, when the Secretary of Defense or the President or whoever like that came to the base, it was never an enjoyable thing for the troops because, first of all,
you had to suck up?
You had to suck up. All the real work stopped because you had to make sure that everything looked nice and all that kind of stuff.
For Wolfowitz?
Paul Wolfowitz, that's a blast.
Did you ever? You got to meet Rumsfeld?
I did.
That guy used to get so irritable. It was funny.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Stop asking me questions.
Rumsfeld was funny.
I never met him I didn't meet him when I was
you
deployed.
worked at the Bush administration.
Until I worked for the Bush administration. Until I worked as a White House fellow.
What is that program? Like, it's a prestigious program.
It is. So basically, what you do is you work as a senior level advisor to a cabinet secretary or agency head in administration, but it's not political. Because they're not saying, okay, we're picking Republicans or Democrats. Like, I worked for the Bush administration and I worked for Secretary Rice when I was there. And so it was amazing because I saw a year in Afghanistan seeing how policy was implemented.
What's Rice like? What's she all about?
I really like her.
She's nice?
She's very nice. She really became a very real mentor for me. She's a, and the thing I would say about her.
You text Rice?
We're still in touch.
You text Rice? What's she up to? Where's she at? Where is she at?
She's in California.
Do you think those guys feel bad
about what's going on right now?
No, about what I mean.
Or about what happened when they were there.
Over 1 million people died.
Yeah. No,
that's kind of first ballot Hall of Fame hell, if you ask me. I mean it.
No, it's listen. I think that there's a when you look at the history of this country, and I do think it's important for people to realize, like, loving this country doesn't mean lying about its history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this country has gotten a lot wrong before.
Yeah.
And I think it actually is important for us to be honest about that, because if not, then we're just going to keep on doing this. Like, you got to actually learn lessons. And I feel like right now, one of the issues I have with what's happening with Iran is there seem to be no lessons learned about how our military is used, about what is required from the people when we are a nation at war. And we just keep on doing this over and over and over again, and no lessons are being learned.
We're probably just buying a lot of like bombs and shit.
Yeah, because people are benefiting from this.
Yeah.
People are benefiting from when we're at war. People
Yeah.
are benefiting when we continue to allow this to happen and allow this to exist. And it's not fair to the people who were involved in the warfare. It's not making us stronger as a country or in the international community.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to these families.
You worked with USAID when you were in the Bush administration, right?
Yeah,
That was one of the first Doge cuts, if I remember.
It was.
Yeah.
It absolutely was. And it was something that had a huge impact on Maryland, because a lot of those people at USAID, they're Marylanders.
Oh yeah, they're federal workers.
They're federal
in
workers.
DC. Yeah.
We've had over 31,000 federal workers fired in Maryland just this year alone. More than any other state in the country.
Well, what have you done? Like, is there something you guys have helped them out?
We
or?
have. So we've actually been very aggressive in terms of placing them into available and necessary state jobs, working with the private sector. We did
That's
something
good.
called our Feds to Eds for our federal workers, which is actually saying we have a teacher shortage in our state. Every state does. But basically saying if you're a federal worker and you're interested and qualified, we're like, get them trained, get them certified, get them in classrooms. And we've actually been able to cut our teacher shortage in half in the state of Maryland. And some of those people have been federal workers who've then chosen to go into the classroom. And so we've been really aggressive to make sure we're taking care of our people.
Looking at your career, like, and we mentioned this earlier, but like, you know, bridging you being deployed, and then you also working in finance, and then also working like for in a fellowship for the White House.
Yeah.
Also getting a Rhodes Scholarship. How'd that feel? Rhodes.
Yeah, Rhodes
I mean, he's
Scholarship.
the architect of apartheid, right? Cecil Rhodes.
Well, you know, it's
My
funny.
family's from Cape Town. We left during apartheid because it was fucked up. But
Your family left at a horrible time in that country's
yeah,
history.
my dad got called up to go to Angola to the Civil War, which was like my mom was, you know, he was like on a list of somewhere. But like, when I read that you were a Rhodes Scholar, I was like, is that Cecil Rhodes? And
It is Cecil Rhodes.
It is Cecil Rhodes. Yeah.
And people forget he was with the wealthiest man in the world at the time.
He started De Beers.
He started De Beers.
Yeah.
And in fact, the last question I got
And
for
he
my Rhodes Scholarship,
disenfranchised black people.
I mean, like literally, where in fact, this guy named Steve Pfeiffer asked me a question in my last Rhodes committee, and he said, you know, you have been to South Africa, because I lived in South Africa for 6 months.
Where?
In Cape Town.
Where in Cape Town?
Langa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
one of
the
townships.
township.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of the
cool.
townships.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're African American, you know the history. And he said, how do you feel comfortable accepting a Rhodes Scholarship?
It's kind of
knowing this
sick.
history.
It's kind of
You know?
chill.
And it is. But
I
but
went on a date
it's a
with
fair
a
question.
German girl once, and I was like, this is kind of sick.
This guy's.
Well, what about that, huh?
Well, you know, and I told
How do you
him,
like that?
well, you know, I told him, I said, I'm very familiar with the history of
gotta
Cecil
feel
Rhodes.
weird.
But I said, you know, one of the things that helps me be okay with where I'm at right now is that, like, first of all, I know he is spinning in his grave, because when he created the Rhodes Scholarship, he never intended me to get it. And I said, and also, I'm thinking about all the people who had to sacrifice in order for me to be a finalist for this scholarship. And what would I be saying to them if I were to turn my back on
Should
this
they
opportunity?
change the name to the Colin Powell Scholarship, in your opinion? You think that's...
Well, listen, as a private scholarship, you can call it what you want, but it is important that people know its history. Like, people need to know who he was, as if they are going to go and apply to receive that money.
So I guess like the first thing that brought you to prominence, is that correct, is the book you wrote about the other Westmore?
Yeah, prominence. Wow. Yeah.
Is that a big word? You're from the Rhodes Scholarship. Why are you gassing me? I haven't read a book since Harry Potter 8, bro. I listened to them. No, I mean, like, you saw there's someone that's from your neighborhood, your age, is that correct?
Yes. Well, he's a little bit older than me, and when I just received the Rhodes Scholarship, my mother, in fact, I was in South Africa at the time, and she said, I have something to tell you. She goes, there are wanted posters in your
Oh,
neighborhood.
so you thought that they were gonna take you out of college?
Well,
thought
no, but
they were gonna throw you in the slammer.
Well, she was like, and they're looking for Wes Moore. I was like, really?
Really?
She was like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm in South Africa. And
What have you done this time? Another
it's like,
graffiti?
God damn you!
What have you done? What did you break dance? What is this bastard son of mine?
She's
What is
like,
he, B-boy?
I'm done with you now.
The worst boy ever. A hero in the war. Okay, yeah. So,
No, but then that was how I first learned.
so who is the other Westmore?
He's a gentleman, but was a young man who was born. I was not born in Baltimore. He was born and raised in Baltimore. And around the same time that I received the Rhodes Scholarship, he was involved in a robbery of a jewelry store.
Yeah.
And it was 4 guys who robbed a jewelry store, and in the process of robbing the jewelry store, an off-duty police officer was killed. And this off-duty police officer, I mean, he was a legit hero. Like, he was a 13-year vet of the Baltimore Police Force. He was a 3-time recipient of Police Officer of the Year.
He was good police.
He was good police.
That's what they say.
Yeah, good police. And he was a father of 5.
Really?
Who just had triplets.
Fuck. Yeah.
So, but he took this second job because he needed to take a second job because he had now 5 kids, and he was working security at a jewelry store.
Yeah.
And when they robbed the jewelry store, he was shot and killed.
So you were arrested. It was a big mix-up. No, I mean, so you got to know the other Westmore.
Yeah, I got to know him. So I wrote him a note, and then a month later I got a note back. And
What did he say?
well, you know, it's funny. I asked him a whole bunch of questions.
Was he like, you're a nerd, I'm cool? Like, did he treat you like a nerd?
No, I think he
Must have treated you like a nerd.
maybe a little bit. Maybe a
Look
little
at
bit.
this good at school guy coming to
Yeah.
write a book about how good he is at school.
Well,
and
initially,
how bad I am.
but initially it was really just us, like we were just like talking and getting to know each other. But the thing that always amazed me about Wes is whenever we would communicate and we talk, and he would ask questions like, "So tell me about your wedding," or tell me about your so I'll tell him, you know, me and my wife went out to dinner. It's like, "Oh, where'd y'all go to dinner? What'd y'all eat?"
Yeah.
And I realized that sometimes I'm thinking to myself, like, that's kind of an odd question, but I was like, but for him, it's actually not an odd question, right? For him, it's actually like, it's opening up a world that he never experienced. And so I think, you know, those letters turn into visits, and, you know, I've now known him for
How's he doing now?
decades. He's still incarcerated.
Yeah.
He ended up getting life without parole.
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's you know, and it's it's hard because I think about it where it's like, you know, listen, I mean,
So you're like, I got straight A's again, and then this other guy, he couldn't leave his room.
well, no, you know what it is? It's like,
yeah.
I just think about how thin that line is, right?
Would you write a sequel? The other Westmore? Because we found this guy, Westmore, and he posted. I think you could write a book about this guy. It's pretty interesting.
The North Carolina basketball coach is named Wes Moore.
You gonna write about him?
No, supposedly he's a very good coach too.
Well, this guy, Westmore, on January 6, 2019, he got 4 likes for this. He said,
4 likes.
"I heart boobs."
Oh yeah, that's definitely the other Wes
On
Moore.
Facebook.
That ain't
I'm
me.
thinking this is the sequel. We could investigate this boobs guy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it became like a hit, the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, just so you know, I was talking to her on the phone this morning. You scored me major points
Really?
because she's taught that book in New York City public schools.
Stop playing.
No,
We don't spend. It's amazing to me how many schools use it as mandatory reading. Like, how many kids will come to me? I read your book. I was like, did you have to? Like, yeah. I was like, I'm sorry.
so yeah, they didn't want to.
But how many schools have actually made it like part of curriculum?
Really? Like
which
the
was
Great
really
Gatsby
wild.
or something? Or?
Well, you know, it's funny. When I ran for governor, I would do events, and like 90% of the people there would be high school students. And I'm like, does anyone have any questions? And I'm like policy questions. And they're like, in chapter 4, like it was a reading assignment.
So he became governor so he could sell his goddamn book to these little kids. Oh my God. You're just like the military-industrial complex. You're doing it for books. Oh my God. You're Eric Adams. You're Eric Adams. I don't know. Wait, but Oprah, it was Oprah Book Club?
Yeah, Oprah
Your
actually
friends.
introduced it. She introduced the book to the world.
That's your friend.
I love Oprah, yes. Yeah, she's great.
How many points is she getting off this book? We just opened up a huge one.
You should start a book club.
What's Oprah? A book club?
Yes.
Yeah, what am I going to make them read? The Game? Cut that, please. Cut that, please, God. Edit. Wait. I'm going to make fun of you for this.
Okay.
You said that on January 6th you called Oprah to say you're going to run for governor of Maryland.
That actually wasn't.
What the
We
hell
did
is
talk
that?
on January 6th. That is true.
You called Oprah to be like...
No. We
That
were
was your
talking.
thought? She picked up?
Yeah,
That's
yes.
a famous woman. How many rings?
She's very famous.
She picked up and she's like, Wes Moore, are you seeing this? And you're like, this is so funny. Look at
I'm
these
literally
guys.
talking. I'm talking with Oprah, and
You
the
called
TV is right
Oprah?
there. Like I'm speaking to Oprah. Yeah, and the TV's on right there. I'm like, and we're talking on the phone, and I'm like, are you watching this?
Did you call
She's
people
like, yeah.
before Oprah, or was she the first call? You could just call Oprah?
Well, I didn't call her about January 6th.
said, I'm
We were
gonna run for
talking, and then
governor.
January 6th happened to be happening
Yeah.
while I'm on the phone with her.
Oh, you had a you had
Yeah,
a,
I didn't expect it.
it was on
wasn't
the
like,
calendar.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't like
Oh, it was during
January
January
6th.
6th.
I was like,
that's
oh, January
better.
6th, and we're talking, and like
He
the television.
he snaked out of that one. Thank God you did that. Because if your brag was like, and then I had to talk to Oprah.
No.
If your brag was like, he was just there's capital Oprah. I
Can you believe?
Oh no
No.
So you had a call that day. That's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And we were just talking, and then but this was on the television.
And what did Oprah say?
She's like,
Finally,
this is
we
insane.
did it. We did it. Yeah. It was all my idea. The plan has worked. Yeah. No. So what she?
Where were you on January 6th, by the way?
I was far away.
Nah, I'm not accusing you of being
I
in the
was not
Capitol. but what was your reaction when you were watching it?
I don't want to say to you because you're a
Why?
real guy. I was saying this is what they think they're going to beat the government.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah, like what are these guys? They're going to go there and win? It's just like for Trump. Like I was like, what? These guys are. I felt bad for the guys, kind of, because I'm like, what they thought? Did they actually think they were going to win? They're
I think
going
they
up
did.
there to win.
I think they did.
How are they going to win? They have a caveman and a guy that farted on Pelosi's chair. They just started doing pranks in there too.
But I think they
It's
thought
one
they
of the
were gonna
most
win.
insane things ever. It was like an out of body experience. But I
It
was like,
was. But they were being encouraged by the president.
but it's the government. They're gonna have mad guns and stuff. They're not gonna right?
But the commander.
I felt bad for them
that
that they were that they liked Trump so much that they were like just gonna go in there and do jackass in the Capitol building. The guy who farted on Pelosi's chair or whatever. There was a video of people smoking weed. They were like, "We're doing it, man."
Yeah.
If I saw that when I was 13, I would have been like, this is what Sublime is talking about, dude. This is exactly, those guys are the founding fathers. No, I mean, it was a very strange and odd, and I felt bad for them that they were like, a lot of those guys were like reading online that there was like baby slaves in the basement and stuff, and
I know.
I think since we were all in lockdown, I think people have gone a little bit crazy, and we don't talk about it enough.
I agree with you.
And I think that there's been a psychic toll that it's taken on people. And I think that there was always the phone, but like there was only the phone. Yeah. And now people just went on the phone. And now nothing is nothing. No one believes anything is real.
That's right.
It's pretty scary. We're about to have an election, and I'm certainly going to think this about your election against someone else, and I don't know. But no one's going to believe any elections anymore. Is that what's going to happen? How do you make people believe that it's normal?
If you allow people just go down these rabbit holes and just continue to get manipulated, that they're looking at information that is not actually educating them.
But it's speech, right? How do you
is.
curtail free speech then?
I think you have to provide a better option.
Like a better Twitter?
No, I think what you've got to be able to do is, so for example, in Maryland, we made Maryland the first state in the country that has a service year option for all of our high school grads.
Yeah.
Part of that is because I believe that service will save us, right? Part of it is because I believe that this is good workforce training. But part of it is I want people to be able to find ways of getting to know each other again and working together on things, because if
They don't hang out anymore.
they don't even hang out anymore. And it's part of the reason we're doing so much of this work that we're doing around young men and boys in Maryland, is because I need them to get off of these devices and get to know each other again.
Yeah.
Because this is very, very dangerous when you have these people who are just sitting there for literally most of the day staring at a screen. Like, I just feel like we went from this idea of, we went from COVID to then, kind of doing a partial societal opening, but without understanding, being able to really process what we just went through. And then also thinking about, but what is the right things that we should be asking from our society, and how we're asking people to now participate in it. And I just think that we continue dealing with these, dealing with the casualties of that.
Waking up after a totally normal night of drinking alcohol can sometimes still feel bad. And so the next day you want to drink responsibly, but you still feel bad. The other night I had a birthday party and I indulged in alcohol. I threw one back. I had a libation. I had a cold one. It was my birthday. I had one beer. And I woke up the next day with a foggy head and low motivation. At first, when I heard about Cheers Restore, I was skeptical. And then I took it, and it caught me off guard at how normal I felt. I slept well, and I would say I felt at least 50% better. You take it after your last drink before bed, and you feel 50% better or your money back. So you wake up feeling like you drank roughly half of it, a beer, or the amount that you had. Cheers Restore helps me metabolize alcohol more efficiently and supports overall liver health. Most people think dehydration is why I feel bad, but the real issue is what happens in your brain and liver, when you sleep. When alcohol leaves your system, your brain goes into rebound mode, which is what makes you feel bad. The DHM in Cheers works while you sleep to smooth out that rebound. Cheers is backed by doctors, PhDs, and over 1,000 verified clinicians. They've sold over 50 million doses. Cheers is also available at 30,000 retail locations, including Target, CVS, and Walgreens. So take Cheers Restore after your last drink or before going to bed and wake up feeling at least 50% better or your money back. For a limited time, our listeners get 20% off their entire order by using code TAFS at cheershealth.com. Just head to cheershealth.com and use code TAFS for 20% off. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. You know that point of the day where your brain just checks out for a second? Lately, I've been reaching for this, and it's Lucy. It's a super simple, you just pop it in, you crack it, it kind of wakes you up in your mouth, and then it wakes you up in the rest of your soul. The flavor is actually really solid. I've been keeping these on my desk while I'm editing or filming. It just helps me stay a little bit more locked in. I like that I don't have to think about it either. They just show up on a subscription. Anyway, I've been using these a lot recently. Lucy.co knows what's up. Go check them out. When thinning starts, it's not just your hair that takes a hit. It can change how you feel day in, day out. Hims makes it simple to control hair regrowth with personalized hair care that fits your life. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. Doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself again. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Find the hair regrowth treatment for you with flexible subscription options, access to 24/7 provider support, and once-a-day treatment options that fit your daily routine. Think of Hims as your digital treatment's front door that gets you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted for real health concerns all in one place. All in one place. For simple online access to personalized, affordable care for hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/TAFS. That's hims.com/TAFS. For your free online visit, hims.com/TAFS. Featured products include compound drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription is required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Do you ever just look up at Delaware and you're like, what the hell are you doing?
All the time, every day.
It's just like you're driving down 95 and then it's traffic every single time.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think,
I don't get it.
Would you annex it like Greenland, or should we give it to Philly?
I mean, I've been saying, no, we'll take it.
You'll take it? You'll
I've
have
been
Dewey
saying
Beach?
to the mayor of DC all the time. I was like, listen.
Who is it now? Bowser? Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, I know y'all want to be a state, and like I'm all for DC statehood. But if they don't want to become a state, they should just become part of Maryland and just become, a very large city.
You're trying to annex. You're trying to do a capital. You're trying to steal the capital.
Listen, I think it'd be.
You are no
it'd be a
different
great
than
thing.
that caveman on January 6th. I'm gonna call Oprah and tell her. Okay. I guess I had Gavin Newsom on the show, and I guess I'll ask a similar question. But like, if you're meeting someone and you want to articulate to them what your political project is, like what is the thing that you're spending your life devoted to accomplishing? Like, how would you define that?
End child poverty. That's for me. It's easy.
Child poverty. Yeah.
That's the reason why I ran for governor.
Yeah.
It's the thing. If I could end child poverty right now, I could literally close my eyes and never open them again, and feel like this was a life worth living.
Yeah.
And that is a thing I just do not understand how any society can allow child poverty to exist, especially the level that we allow in this country.
So, like, you're a leader of people. You're an elected official. Like if someone says, "Why should I bet on you?" Like, what would you say?
I say because I do what I say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, if I tell you this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna do it. And so that's the thing I always tell the people of my state is like, I don't, as you can probably tell, I'm not like a traditional politician. I have not run for office to office to office to office. This is the first office I ever held in my life.
Yeah.
And when I'm done, I'll be very, very comfortable and good when my time is done. That's why I move with a sense of urgency.
How did you learn the stuff for it? If it was the first, Did you just don't lie? You knew what an ombudsman is?
Ombudsman.
You knew that?
I did.
No,
but you know what's
didn't.
crazy?
What, are you a nerd that learns all? You knew what an ombudsman is?
Yeah.
What is that? I can't even say it. Ombudsman.
Ombudsman.
Yeah.
But you know what it is?
What is it?
Like,
you're not telling me. He's lying. He doesn't. I like it if you don't know. No one should know what that is.
what ombudsman is?
When you got to the state house, you're the new governor, and you're like, there had to have been like things where you're like,
Oh, Adam, it was every day.
yeah, you're like, what the hell is this? Where's this room go?
Oh no, it was every day that I was going in, and honestly, there's still things to this day
that you're learning.
that I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, sure.
Or relationships are like, oh yeah, when Mac so and so said, I'm like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
That happens every day as governor.
How?
I'm good with that.
One of the things I think is most impressive in your career, especially in politics, is that you're running against a member of the Obama cabinet. Is that correct?
That's right.
Tom Perez.
Yep, two of them,
two.
and John King.
You had two on you.
Two Obama cabinet
So
secretaries.
you came in and in state politics you established a ground game, and how did you win that election? I suppose what do you attribute that victory to? Like, as someone that outsider. Yeah.
I think one was
Oprah?
we were no.
Probably.
I think one was we just outworked them.
All the girls listen to her.
All the girls do listen to her.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing is too is that I wasn't trying to be like one of them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I remember there was a 4th of July barbecue where they invited all the candidates or whatever like that, and it was like 95 degrees. And all the candidates showed up in their blazers and their whatever like that, and I showed up in shorts and a polo.
You dress cooler than them.
Well, I dressed because it was hot, and I'm like, I'm not wearing a suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I remember.
But how did you get people to meet you? I guess how do they you?
I would just go everywhere, and I would go a lot of places where there weren't a lot of Democrats. I would go a lot of places where even still to this day, where I remember I did a town hall a little bit ago in a part of the state that I lost by 14 points. But that was my 17th time being back there since I've been governor. I just show up, and I'm okay with being uncomfortable. I'm okay with hearing things that I did not know, because I'm not trying to be a suit. I'm not trying to be one of these career Pauls. I want to.
What do you tell people when you meet them?
Honestly, it's not even so much what I'm telling them, it's actually what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Because I want to go and listen.
Yeah.
I want to hear what are the things that you care about, what are the things you're working on, and how can I help?
Yeah. What if they say that they're baby slaves in the basement of the Capitol? You
I
listen to
would
that?
probably say,
You gotta be like,
I don't
bro,
think that's true.
come on, bro.
But
You're just on the computer too much.
it's amazing some of the things you hear, though, when people come up to you and
I
think,
know, it's crazy.
pretty wild.
And it turns out that Diddy barely did anything. I'm just kidding. No.
If you
We'll
let him
cut
tell
that.
it.
We'll cut that. We'll cut
If
that.
you let him tell
we'll
it.
cut that. What is wrong with me? Okay, I guess I asked you earlier why people should bet on you.
yeah.
And I think you made a compelling case. And before this interview, I looked up on Kalshi.com, and they have you at a 2% chance to be the next nominee for president of the United States. And so that's why I want my listeners to go, not the other one, Kalshi.com, and we're gonna do bet on WES. Okay, I already have a little bit on this. We're all gonna go download the app or go to the website Kalshi.com. The numbers are looking good for us. And guys, if you want like the studio to look a little bit nicer, Thomas has been leaving wires out. We can afford to do this if everyone #bet on WES.
But you know what though, and I think it goes back to
So he agrees. Bet on WES, Kalshi, or on the app. How much you put down on this? Company card. I put the company card. Thomas.
10,000.
You didn't say 10,000 to me. What are the numbers on that? Bet on WES. You're gonna bet on yourself too.
But you know what's crazy?
We're all
I'm
gonna do
definitely
real
not
nice.
betting on
No,
it.
we're gonna do real nice off this. He agrees. Bet on WES.
But you know what is crazy about
Yeah.
it though? And seriously, think about it. Where it's like
It's so
how corrupted this whole thing is.
Yeah.
Because think about it, right? I'm like, if you look at where, and I haven't looked at it, but if you look at where my odds of winning re-election,
yeah.
they're probably pretty high, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're feeling pretty good, you know.
You've been going to church every week for this election. She said.
I
You lied to me.
I go to church every week before the election, so but they're probably pretty good, right?
Yeah.
But what is to keep me from turning around and saying, you know what, I'm going to put a 250, let's just do round numbers, $250,000 bet, right? Let's just say.
Bet on, #bet on WES.
That,
Yeah.
No, that I would lose re-election.
Okay. Now you lose.
And then I tank.
Oh, it's like the producers.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so if I did that, and so let's say, again, I don't know what the
It's a
numbers are now.
springtime for Hitler. I like this.
But
yeah.
but is that fair? If I were to put a market down on me losing re-election, then I go and intentionally tank re-election, and then I turn and walk away with $4 million.
Yeah, but
Like,
what if you
is
try
that
to
fair?
tank and they love you more, right? And then you do like a Bullworth. It's like a Bullworth kind of thing, right? Or, so he's putting a 250 on this. Guys, bet on WES. Kalshi.com. They're not a sponsor of the show. Honestly, guys,
It will be now.
If Trump's allowed to take $2 billion from Qatar for some shit coin, we may as well.
It's
the world's
crazy.
over. No one can do anything about it. Kalshi.com. Bet on WES. Thanks a lot.
It's crazy. Thank you, brother.
Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed it.